Good evening, everybody. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner. Welcome back. This won't be an especially long live stream because I actually worked a long time yesterday in setting up all the notes necessary for my Navigating My YouTube Channel 2019 video that will be recorded probably next weekend. So you're like, wait a minute. I thought you were going to record it this weekend. Oh, I had to finish the notes. And I also did something else this weekend that you probably did not know anything about. I actually took the time. Hey, whoever's here, please let me know who you are because I have no idea unless you tell me. I really have no idea. So I'm sorry this got started off a little bit late. Let's tell you a little bit about my week. I have a total gym, and there is a cord for the arm exercises, and that cord broke. And I had to special order it, and it finally came in yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to fix it until today. And so now it's finally fixed. Please, if you're here, let me know who you are because I have no idea who's here tonight. I really have no clue. So please let me know who you are so I know exactly who I'm talking to, because otherwise I'm going to say, hey, I'm talking to ghosts. Okay. But anyway, we'll talk about ghosts later. But my total gym, the cord broke, so I had to order another cord. I finally got it put together today, and it's all done. I didn't know it had arrived at my P.O. box yesterday. If I had known that, I would have gone up there, picked it up yesterday, and have fixed it yesterday. But I found out, and I got it fixed today. So there you go. But welcome to all of you. Now, I said that I had already finished my notes for the Navigating My YouTube Channel 2019 video. And I'm going to cover something here tonight that I will eventually also cover on another video. But the thing I want to tell you guys is that I actually got out my Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan DVD, and you're going to love this. I may end up doing this before this live stream's over with. Look at that. There's about 5 pages of notes like this. I think you know what's coming up on that one. I'm going to actually review the whole thing and do that. I may actually do that tonight. There'll be some things I'll cover tonight first, and then I'll cover that. The other thing I want to tell you guys is that last night I was watching, as you guys know, I have a Roku, and I am subscribed to Vudu. Okay. And they had a movie on there called High Spirits. It stars Steve Guttenberg and Daryl Hannah. And I don't care if dash to panel can be fixed right now or not. I get these little alerts all the time. I'm on a Linux computer, so I get these alerts all the time. Well, we can fix this. We can fix it. I don't want to fix anything right now. Why don't you go away and we'll just get rid of that. We'll do that later. Okay. But anyway, I watched the movie High Spirits. If you ever watch the movie, the very first part of it is very, very boring. I mean, it's you're like, oh, why am I watching it? But if you make it about a third of the way through the movie, it really gets good. And it stays that way the rest of the movie. It's really an A+ from about the third on. Hello, everybody. Glad you're all here. Please, if you're here, let me know who you are because, like I said, I have no clue as to who I'm talking to. I really have no idea. So anyway, but I do want to thank everybody for watching. Glad you're here. Now, one of the things that I was always taught when I was a kid, and as I was just telling you a minute ago, if you get a chance to watch the movie High Spirits, watch it. You'll love it. For the third person who's joined us, I want to let you know there is a movie called High Spirits. It stars Steve Guttenberg and also Daryl Hannah. The first third of the movie you're going to be bored to death with, but if you can make it past the first third, you'll love the movie. Really, I highly recommend it. And I also want to let you know, now that we got 3 people in here, last night I actually took the time and put in the Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan DVD and I got 5 pages of notes for it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get through this tonight. That's why I've got my Kodak Easy Share out, because I think I'm going to have an opportunity to do that. Since you're here now and you didn't know this, I wanted to let you know that the Navigating My YouTube channel 2019 notes are ready. I just have to find a time to actually record it. I'd like to record it off of a live stream, mainly because I'm going to actually put it in a screen capture software so I can move the video up and down and all the way around, because I'm not kidding you folks. You think this is a joke, but it's not. I have seen people go up to kiosks in many places. You tell them to touch the upper right corner of the screen, and they will touch any corner except the upper right. That is not a joke, people. And I want to actually teach my new students how to do this, because a lot of them have to work with smartphones like this. And in the last live stream, I think I told you guys that there was this thing called the ENIAC computer, and I showed you guys that, and I said the smartphone has more processing capabilities than that. There you go. But anyway, now that I still got 2 people here, thanks for joining me. Okay, so what's going on here tonight? Well, one of the things I was taught when I was a kid was to take pride in going to work, earning a paycheck, and then spending what you have earned. Well, some of it you want to save, and then the rest of it you want to spend. You want to spend it wisely. But that was a sense of pride. You had that sense of pride, and it was a kind of pride that's healthy and good to have. Okay. When I was a kid, I knew a lot of people that were on food stamps. I was not on food stamps. I have never been on food stamps in my life, but that doesn't mean I don't know people who I've known a lot of people who have been on food stamps. It's just I wasn't one of them. And you could see in their eyes they were not exactly thrilled to be on food stamps. And believe me, I've seen the paperwork on this food stamp stuff. Just because I'm not on it doesn't mean I haven't seen it. And I'm sitting here going, that is one of the several reasons why I got onto YouTube in the first place. I noticed that people were lacking a good education. That's why they couldn't get jobs. That's why they couldn't keep away from the food stamps. And I said, nope, this is going to stop here, and it's going to stop now. And on several of my videos, I've actually said something. I actually took a quote from the Charles Dickens book, The Christmas Carol, and I have a strict policy here. One of the things that I try to say is either learn, go to work, or starve. One of those 3. And I know there are some people that do struggle with learning, and that's fine. And I'll be happy to work with them. That's the one thing about me is if you're having troubles learning something, I'll work with you until you get it learned. I'll walk you step by step through it, because I want you to get a job, to have a productive life, to actually take pride in the fact that you aren't on food stamps anymore. I want to help you get off of them. I really do. I want you to be able to stand on your own. And I'm willing to work with you night and day until you get that job done. That's the kind of person I am. You guys always talk about that Bernie Sanders free education. Well, why are we waiting? Didn't John F. Kennedy actually say, ask not what you can do for your country, but ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. Well, here's what I can do. I can teach, and that's what I'm doing for you guys. I'm telling you the things you need to know in order to get those good paying jobs. That's what I'm here to do for you. And I will walk side by side with you until the job gets done. That's the kind of person I am. I'm not kidding you. I'm one of those people that will walk side by side with you until you get a decent paying job. That's the kind of person I am. And I bring this up mainly because, don't get me wrong, it is very nice for people to go out on December 24th and give these homeless people all his food and clothing. That's fine. That's great. But let me illustrate this a little differently for you guys. Let's say you have a kitten, a tiny baby cat. It comes to your door, it's a stray. You give it a little bit of food. And then the next day, the kitty cat comes back and you give it a little more food. And this happens several times. And then after a while, you just finally take the cat in and you adopt the cat. Well, that's a wonderful story. But would you want to do that for 25, 30 cats? Some people would. Most people probably would not. You can't take care of every stray cat across the United States. It doesn't work that way. Nobody has that kind of finances. Well, the thing is that when you have a homeless person, he's not just homeless on December 24th, he's homeless for a while. Now, if you want to help him out, that's fine. But some of these homeless people, not all, some of them are, I tell you, I see some homeless people, and if you work with them a little bit, they stop being homeless. And it's like, hey, that's great. That's fantastic. You're building them up. You're bringing them back into society. That's wonderful. But there are some that'll stand there and say, well, I'm not going to learn anything. I don't need your education. I just need food. After a while, you're just supporting them. It's like, that's not healthy. You need to get them to stand on their own. And you need to help them until they can stand on their own. And I'm here to help. I really am. But if they're just going to stand there, and I'll tell you, I've had this told to me several times. Well, I can't learn a thing. Well, you learned from your smartphone, didn't you? You learned how to operate that, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did. Well, then don't tell me you can't learn anything. That's not true. See what I mean? And this is the kind of thing that goes on and on and on. And it's like, okay, it's nice of you guys to help people on December 24th, but what happens on January 15th when they're still homeless and they're still hungry? What happens then? And the thing is, people don't get this. It's nice that you help people. Don't get me wrong. Again, that is not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is that you're not going to be around forever. What happens if something happens to you? Now what happens to that person? These are concept training exercises that I'm trying to give you guys. I'm trying to introduce concepts in your head to see a slightly bigger picture. Sure, we want to help people, but we also want to help people stand on their own too. And that's the part that people are not being taught anymore. Now, some people are, but many people are not being taught this anymore. And that's the problem. We want to help you today, but we want you to be able to also stand on your own tomorrow. And that's what we're here to do. You see the difference? So being nice is not a problem here. We just have to help them stand on their own as well. You see what I mean? Okay, now, one of the things I'm going to do for you guys tonight is I'm going to cover not only how to use YouTube on a smartphone, but also how to use Instagram on a smartphone. I'll go ahead and turn my smartphone on. And the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to review Instagram. We're going to show you guys how to use it on a smartphone. And also, eventually, we're going to show you how to use it on a personal computer. You can access things on the internet. You can actually, in Windows 10, add the Instagram app to your computer. I don't know whether you knew this or not, but you can. You actually can. So anyway, dun, 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 dun. Of course, we're going to show off me because, after all, I'm not copyrighted with myself. What am I going to do? File a copyright claim on myself? Yeah, there's logic there. Yeah, no, I don't think so. But anyway, let me go ahead and turn this on. It's being a little slow. Well, I don't know who's here, but thank you for stopping by. Let me know who you are. Anyway, Oh, stop it. Let's first go to the Instagram app. Okay. Well, hi, welcome back. Whoever you are, let me know who you are. Glad to hear from you. Da 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 da. Yeah, cell phones. Let me first give you the first piece of advice on a cell phone, a smartphone like this. Always boot it up at your house and let all the notifications go into your phone at your house before you take it with you. And I'll tell you why. Because I not only have internet through Comcast, but I also have it through TracFone. Okay. And Comcast, that's great because I have a very high data limit on, whatever. The only problem is that when I go to certain places, Comcast just doesn't have all those hotspots. Wait a minute. Comcast doesn't have a hotspot everywhere? No, they don't. They're getting better at it, but they don't have a hotspot everywhere. And that leads to a problem because then you're using the TracFone internet instead of the Comcast internet. And TracFone internet is expensive. That is one of the biggest reasons why I do not do live streams at parades, because they're expensive. I mean, I'd have to pay almost $50 just to get the kind of live stream you guys are looking for. And I don't make anything off of that. I make nothing, not a dime. So anyway, there are 5 symbols. If you turn on Instagram for the very first time, there are 5 symbols on the bottom of the screen. And the first symbol is a house. Okay, that's your home page where you're able to actually see all the pictures that all the people that are, because you follow people on Instagram. So all the people that you follow on Instagram, all their pictures are going to show up, the ones that they've just uploaded. There you go. The second icon, these are all icons that you'll see on the bottom of the screen. The second one is a magnifying glass, and that will allow you to search for pictures. Okay, you can even search for them with hashtags. Okay, the third one will let you take a picture and upload it to Instagram. The fourth one is a little heart, and what this little heart does, it lets you know if anybody has commented on your pictures or actually liked your pictures. And the final one is, it looks like a person, and this person, that's your home page. I'll go ahead and click this real quick. It's being slow as a pain. There we go. All right. Now let's go ahead and turn this around like this. Oh, that you can't see a thing, can you? Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that's, oh dear. Well, wonder if we can turn this off. Hang on. Still can't see anything. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, you can actually see the little human being right there. Okay. Now, on the upper left corner of your Instagram profile, you're going to see a wheel. Okay. And I believe the wheel, hold on. That's for your account settings. You can change your password. You can set the privacy settings. You can actually have this thing where only select people can see your photos, or you can set it so that everybody can see your photos. So on and so forth. All right. Now you say, well, on your profile page, it shows how many people you're following, how many people are following you, and then it has these little icons on the bottom. One of them is a grid view. The second one, I'm not really sure Oh, okay. You can either see your pictures in a grid view or you can see them going up and down like this. Boy. You can see if you go to my Instagram profile, you'll actually see this photo. Okay. And you'll see options underneath it. You can actually you can like the photo with the heart. You can hit the bubble and comment on the photo. I'm not sure if that's a share button or let's find out what that is. Yep, it's a share button. You can actually hold on. You can actually share this photo. Say I wanted to share this photo. Okay. I can actually share this on Facebook. There's some other platforms I could probably share it to Snapchat if I wanted to do that. I can't imagine why. I don't hardly ever use Snapchat. But anyway, you can actually share your photo. So you can like your photo, comment on your photo, share your photo, or you can actually save it. Now, these features aren't too useful if you're trying to talk to yourself. But if you're trying to go through other people's photos, then bam, you can like their photos, you can comment on their photos, you can share their photos, you can actually save their photos. And then you can go back to them at a later time. All right, so that kind of gives you a basic understanding of how Instagram works. Now, there are people on Instagram, and I will first tell you before I go into this that Instagram, you can run Instagram not only from your phone, but you can also run it from the internet. And I'm going to show you both in a future video. I'm going to go ahead and turn this light on so I can go ahead and continue on here. But anyway, just to help you out on that one. So you can do it from your phone or from the internet. You can actually, there is a way to upload photos to Instagram from your personal computer. You don't have to do it through the phone. You're like, wait, there is? Absolutely. There is a way to do that. And so one of the first things I'll say is when you upload a photo to Instagram, which is great, let me tell you something. Some of the people that look at your photo are only there to give it likes. They really don't care about what's going on in your photo at all. They don't even read the comments or nothing. They're only there to like it. And some of the people that upload photos to Instagram, the only reason why they're doing it is to get likes, which perplexes me greatly because on an ordinary basis, it doesn't matter how many likes your photo gets, Instagram's not going to pay you, period. Now, some company might pay you, but Instagram itself will never pay you for your photos. So why are you doing it? So now some of the people that like your photos are just there to do likes. Okay, there's actually a piece of software called Grambler, and you can actually pay to have people look at your photos and then they'll actually like it. And the more you pay, the more people will actually see your photos and like it. And on top of that, with Grambler, you can go through other people's photos, like them, maybe even discover some new people to follow, and then there you go. Okay. Now, some people like your photos because they have a front, okay? They're actually a part of a company, but they pretend to be just a regular Joe Blow person. You understanding now? So when your photo gets liked, if you reply to that, guess what? The company's going to reply to you. So those people probably don't care about your photo either. You're like, wait a minute. So some people just like photos just because, and some people like photos because they're actually a business and they're trying to get your attention. So, and some people that upload photos to Instagram, all they're looking for is likes. They can really care less about your comments. They don't want to hear from you. They just want to they just want to do, like, it'd be the equivalent of going over to a New York street corner with a megaphone and saying, "Hey, look at me, look at me." They don't really want you to look at them. They just want to say that just to catch your attention for a second. Then they want you to go away. What's that? That's not genuine. I run into this all the time. You think I don't, but I do. But there are others that actually upload photos to Instagram that sincerely want you to comment on them, that want you to give them feedback, so on and so forth. And those are very nice people. I'm one of them. When I upload those photos about those looking for Lincoln signs or those Route 66 signs, I want you to talk to me. I actually want you to go through my profile and actually see for yourself that I actually am a prominent YouTuber and I have educational videos. That was the whole idea of bringing you over. You guys like what I do, you might want to go over there and check out my channel. There you go. That's one thing about me, is that when it comes to my profile, I have been transparent, totally transparent. This is who I am. You like me or you don't. Not everybody is like that. I'm sorry to say that not everybody is like that. So anyway, now, how do I discover people on Instagram? Well, I have one of three ways to do this. There are people on Instagram that host these little contests, and it'll be like, who has the best hair, who has the best clothing, so on and so forth. And they take public profiles and they have you vote on these photos to see who has the best hair or who has the best clothes or who has this or who has that. And when you do, they'll say, hey, why don't you check out these accounts and follow them so that these people will know that you genuinely voted for them. Well, I can do that. That's one way I find people. Another way is that somebody will say, hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and evaluate your Instagram profile. And what I want you to do is I want you to follow my friends so that then I'll know that my friends are being followed, and therefore I'll evaluate your channel. I've done that many times, and I've gotten a lot of likes because of it, which is great. The third way I find people on Instagram is I'll look up a particular hashtag, and they like to put hashtags in their photos, and that's a great way for me to find those particular people. I hashtag Christmas, hashtag Hurricane Florence, hashtag Hurricane Michael, hashtag Route 66, hashtag Relay for Life. That's how I found a lot of these people. It's because I went to their hashtags and looked them up. And if I liked what I saw, I not only commented on them, but I also followed them as well. See what I mean? So that's how I find these people. And these are very effective tools if you're looking for people that may one day actually look at your YouTube channel. You might be really nice. Go over to their photos, comment on them, like their photos, and more importantly, try to strike up a good conversation with them. And when you do, they're more than likely to go over to your channel and check it out. It's a great way to increase ratings on your YouTube channel. Now, here's something that you don't know, okay? Some of these people are really ditzy, and they come up with some of the most weird and obscure logic I've ever seen in my entire total life. So what logic do they come up with? Try this one on for size. I actually had this said to me, and I want you to see just how stupid this statement really is. So what's the statement? Well, all right. Okay, here it comes. Don't comment on people's photos unless you know them. Oops. Don't comment on people's photos unless you know them. Now, let me tell you the ignorance of this statement. If we were to go by this statement, then you would have severe anxiety disorder. Like, well, how does that work? Okay. If you don't talk to people unless you know them, how in the heck are you going to get a job? You have to talk to a potential boss. You don't know that person. How are you going to actually make friends? You can't talk to anybody because you don't know them. Well, how are you going to get to know them unless you talk to them? That's ignorant. That's one of the most ignorant statements I have ever heard of in my entire life. That is just, you can actually drive somebody to social anxiety disorder with a statement like this. It's stupid. And so when you hear somebody say something like that, please just walk away. And if they continue to pester you after you try to walk away, well, I'm going to show you what to do about that too. You know what you do to them? If you really don't want to talk to a person, go to their profile. You're going to see these 3 horizontal dots, just like this. You click on that, and you'll see these options, and one of them is to block them. Block them for being ignorant. Okay? When they say an ignorant statement like that, they're being ignorant. Block them for that. That's not nice. So, you know, some of the statements that they give me on this thing is ridiculous. I mean, let me first tell you that there is a term I use here a lot, and I want to go ahead and completely define it for you. You can actually look this up on the online online etymology dictionary. You can look this up. It's called innocuous. What is innocuous? Okay. An innocuous conversation is just some random everyday conversation. That'd be like if you saw somebody who had a pig, they took a picture of a pig and they posted on Instagram. Asking the name of the pig is not going to hurt anybody. Who cares? I mean, it's just the name of the pig. It's not the name of the person, just the pig. Okay, there's nothing wrong. Or asking somebody what kind of weather they're experiencing. That's totally innocuous. That would be, I would have no problem walking up to somebody in everyday life and to say, hey, how's the weather? I have no problem with that. When I stand there and somebody snaps a photo and they have been fishing and I ask them about the fish in the lake behind them, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay? If you ask them the name of the lake, it wouldn't be a big problem. It exists. It's a lake. There's lots of lakes all over the world. There you go. Now then, I had mentioned in a previous video where I had talked to this lady and she had a dog and his name was Toby, and we already went through all the stuff. We talked about the dog's food, the dog's toys, and then I merely suggested, nobody has to do this, but I merely suggested that she watch my Taylorville Christmas in the Park video footage. You would have it was awful. It was awful. There's a catch. There's no catch to anything. You don't have to do anything. You don't even, let me tell you something. When you have somebody comment on your photo, if you don't want to respond to them, just knock the comment off. And if they bother you further, block them. That's all you have to do. Simple as that. That's social etiquette. The statement where don't comment on somebody that you don't know, you know what? That is antisocial behavior. You want a definition of antisocial behavior? There it is. And it could drive somebody to social anxiety disorder because they'd be too afraid to talk to anybody because they don't know them. It's called duh. I didn't think I have to tell people that, but okay. And what was the other one I had to deal with? I had to deal with somebody this week. It was ridiculous. Oh, the lady with the Christmas clothes. That was another one I had to deal with. What? People don't get Christmas sweaters for Christmas? Or fuzzy bunny slippers? Or possibly a new pair of blue jeans? Maybe a neat pair of shoes? Hey, I got another pair of Adidas for Christmas, and you don't want to show anybody that? How many YouTube hauls have I watched here on YouTube? How many? You see what I mean? That's called an innocuous conversation. There's nothing wrong with displaying a pair of Adidas or a fabulous sweater or bunny slippers on Instagram. There's nothing wrong with it. Absolutely nothing. But people flip out because I ask them about things like that. It's stupid. See what I mean? These were things that I was taught when I was a kid. If you don't want to discuss something, don't bring it up. 99% of the things I talk about here is because of something that people have brought up to my attention. They didn't bring it up to my attention. I could care less. That's why. I didn't think I'd have to teach all this kind of stuff, but I did. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn my phone back on. I had turned it off for a second. Another thing I'm going to go through with you guys on is my YouTube analytics. It's a creator studio thing that you can actually load up on your smartphone. If you are a YouTube creator, you can load this up, and then it will show you the kind of things. You can see this stuff on your PC, but you can also see it here. And there are some things you can actually see on this app that you cannot see on your computer screen. Like, well, wait a minute. What are you talking about? We can't see it on our screen? Why not? I don't know, but YouTube needs to fix it. Not everybody uses a smartphone on a regular basis. I'm one of those people who doesn't. Okay. The YouTube Studio app will have this YouTube play button inside of a wheel. And yes, I'm going to be doing a video about this as well. And it has a dashboard, and on the left-hand side, if you go to the left-hand side of the dashboard, you'll see these 3 horizontal lines. And I'll go ahead and draw them so you guys can see it, because you guys can't see anything, apparently, while I'm live streaming. So let's just draw it out for you. If you have the dashboard, and this is from your smartphone, okay, you'll have dashboard like this. It'll have 3 horizontal lines like that. If you click these 3 horizontal lines, several options will appear. One of them will be videos. The next one will be playlists. The next one will be comments, whoever leaves comments on your channel. The next one will be analytics. Okay. The next one underneath would actually take you back to YouTube. And the last one is settings, and you can set a lot of settings on this thing. Okay. Let's go back to the dashboard. The first thing you're going to see under the speed, well, my handle Speed Learner. If you ever see this, oh boy, this is going to be a fun thing. I kind of wish it wouldn't shine on the screen. Oh, that's really good. I wish I could take a photo and upload it to you guys. That's such a... Anyway, let's just go on here. Once you see your handle on YouTube, it'll show you how many subscribers you have. Underneath it, it'll have analytics. It'll show you how much watch time you've had in the last 28 days. It'll show you how many views your channel has had in the last 28 days. It'll show you how many subscribers you gained in the last 28 days. And if you're a partner, it'll show you how much revenue you've earned. Underneath that, you can see a list of all the videos that you've ever uploaded. And underneath that, you can see all the comments that have been left on your videos. And let's see. Let's go back here. Under analytics, it's going to say view more. If you hit that, you're going to see how many views your channel has had in the last 48 hours. You're also going to see how many views your videos have received. Well, hello, everybody. Whoever's here, let me know who you are, because I have no idea. But anyway, we're going through the YouTube Creators Studio that you can load on your smartphone. And I will cover this in a later video. Okay? So, your most recent videos is going to how shall I say it? The most recent videos you've had, it's going to show you how many views each one of them have had lately. Watch time, it's going to show you how much watch time you've had in the last 28 days. And it's going to show you how many views you've had in the last 28 days. And it's going to show how long people have been watching your videos in the last 28 days. I mean, the average view time on my videos has been about 1 minute and 20 seconds. Of course, it'll also show your estimated revenue, your subscribers. It will actually show you in the line of people watching your videos, which ones have subscribed to you and which ones have not. I'll explain this a little bit better on a future video. But anyway, it'll show you a lot of stuff. It really will. But that is your YouTube Creator Studio that you can actually load onto your phone. Hello, everybody. Whoever you are, let me know who you are. I'd like to hear from you. Anyway, let me go ahead here. See if anybody... actually responded to me. I guess not. Oh, well. Well, I got two people watching me right now. I have absolutely no idea who they are. So maybe they'll tell me. I'd love to hear from you. But now I have shown you the basics about using the Instagram app and also the YouTube Creator Analytics app, which will show you all the numbers you're ever going to need for your YouTube. Now, one of the things that they will do on your app that they will not do on your PC is show you the real-time watch time for the last 48 hours for your channel. You're like, wait a minute. They won't show me how much watch time I've received in the last 48 hours. They'll show you the views that you've received, but not the watch time. And that's something YouTube needs to fix. All right. Now, you can tell I'm getting tired. Been here less than an hour and I'm already getting tired. All right. So whoever's here, let me know who you are. I'd like to hear from you. Woo. But I've covered quite a bit of material tonight. One of the things I'm going to be covering in the not too distant future is have you guys ever heard of Alexander Hamilton? He was one of our presidents. He was one of our United States presidents. And Aaron Burr was actually the vice president of Thomas Jefferson. I don't know whether you knew that or not. But anyway, Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr had a heated exchange. And when it got to a certain point, well, it got a bit more physical. And that didn't turn out so well for Alexander Hamilton, in case you didn't know. And that is something I'm going to cover here on this YouTube channel to blow away yet another myth. It's like, if these people would just use simple logic, they would realize that some of this stuff is just stupid. And I'll tell you another thing that is absolutely stupid. There are people that graduate from high school at 18 years old. That's a fact. And some of these people turn 18 years old long before they graduate from high school. I mean, you know, they may turn 18 years old in like November of their senior year. Okay? Now then, do you know that some states will require them to be on a curfew despite the fact that they're 18 years old just because they're still in school. They're still in high school. That's one of the most ignorant things I've ever heard. Once you turn 18, your homework is your problem, not the state's problem. It's not my problem. It's nobody else's problem. It's yours. You can't get your homework done. That's your problem. You're 18, get your homework done. Nobody should have to tell you that at 18 years old. See what I mean? And I covered a bunch of this in a Kindle book called The Artificial Frontal Lobe. And what some people are starting to do, which I find totally abhorrent, is to stand there and say, well, we may have been bad parents, but it was the frontal lobe that caused these kids to misbehave. You can't use the frontal lobe of the human body as an excuse for bad behavior. It doesn't work. Period. I have lots of friends, they have lots of kids, and they are very well behaved despite their underdeveloped frontal lobe. If you're a bad parent, you're a bad parent. Simple. See what I mean? Don't make up excuses. A person may not have a fully developed frontal lobe. Get some medical attention for them, or read my Kindle book and it'll fix the problem. The point is, you can't use a flimsy excuse for bad parenting. It just doesn't work. And not in my book, it don't. So it's silliness like this that really just gets under my skin. It really does. But oh, and the other thing I hear a lot is, well, we can't learn very fast. Well, let me solve that one for you real quick. How many of you people? Okay. Maybe that's not the right name. Oh, I thought that was the name. There we go. John Henry. Oh, well, I had the John right, but it's John Henry. Okay. My mistake. All right. There's a story about a guy by the name of John Henry. And what he used to do is he used to take these railroad ties, and with one swipe of a hammer, he got them knocked into the ground so that the railroads could be built. Well, one day they came up with this railroad machine that could do the same job as he could. And okay. Let's see. Okay, they have this ballad about this guy. His name is John Henry. And he supposedly, like I said, he hit the steel spikes into the rocks, and okay. Okay, apparently it was just knocking to the ground. He was actually drilling, apparently. And okay. So it was basically John Henry versus this whatever machine. And John Henry dug a hole, and the John Henry dug one hole. This machine dug another. John Henry was able to dig a bigger hole than the machine, which was great, except for the fact that, well, he didn't quite live on to celebrate, so to speak. He kind of perished on that one. The point of the story is this, that we're facing our own John Henry today. And that is the difference between the ENIAC and your smartphone. And either the smartphone is going to get smarter than us, or we're going to get smarter than the smartphone. And if we're going to get smarter, we have to learn just as fast, if not faster, than the phones. And the thing is that this myth about, oh, you can't learn that fast, I'm living proof you can. So that's a myth. You may not want to learn that fast, but you can do it if you want to. So that's a myth. And these are the kind of myths that I'm trying to, it's like that's in order to, for you to say that you can't learn as fast as a smartphone is to say that I'm a liar. So there you go. Anyway. But anyway, a lot of stuff that I'm going to cover in the not so distant future, that's the kind of things I'm going to cover. It's like, this is a myth, that's a myth, that's a myth. Can a high school student graduate high school early? Absolutely. I've seen this all the time. Matter of fact, there are some high school students today that are seniors in high school that actually take advanced placement courses, which are college credited. Basically, they're taking college courses. That's what they're doing. And you're telling me that somebody who is taking a course in calculus, which would make it quite capable of you to invent cures for cancer and everything else, and you're telling me that that kind of a person needs a curfew? Really? They're smart enough to come up with a cure for cancer, but they're not smart enough to keep out of trouble. What is with this? That's totally illogical. I mean, some of these kids that are now in these AP courses are actually smarter than the teachers that are teaching them. They should at least be able to balance their checkbook. So it's like, wait a minute. Something's not adding up. Do you see the illogical nature of all this? That's what I'm trying to tell you. They are saying things that just, if you follow the logic, it doesn't add up at all. And this is something I have clearly demonstrated time and time and time again on my YouTube channel, in my Kindle books as well. Like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. How can you say this when this is actually the truth? If you follow basic Euclidean logic, you will find out just how many things people say that just don't make sense at all. Like, how do you even, what school did you come out of? Daffy Tech? Donald Duck University? Really? So I think you're finally getting the message here. It's like, this doesn't make sense. How is this? If you got the brains of Albert Einstein, start acting like you have the brains of Albert Einstein. Or don't claim to have them. There it is. And believe me, I've talked to some of my coworkers at work about some of this stuff, and they're like, Ted's right. This doesn't make any sense. Let me tell you something. Either a squirrel is a squirrel or it's something else. That's the way it works. On some things, that's just the way it works. You can't have it both ways. Either the bridge is complete and built, or it's not, and the train's going to fall into the river. That's the way it works, people. There's just some things that are absolute. The bridge is well constructed, or it's not. The house is well constructed, or it's going to collapse. Two options, nothing else. Now, some things have a lot of other options, but that is not one of them. Okay, well, enough about that. I think you're beginning to see this is the logic I'm trying to teach you people. This is the logic. This is the logic I was taught when I was a kid. No, I was not a farmer, but I lived around farmers, and I can tell you what, they had a certain level of logic, and it all made sense. Not today, boy. Some of the stuff they say today doesn't make sense at all. Okay, well, enough about that. All right, let's go ahead and do one video for tonight. Let's see if I can get through this video. As you know, the beginning of many of my videos don't always work out. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Want to get this correct. You guys still with me? Of course you are. Well, I'm glad you are. Thanks for showing up. Let me know who you are, because like I said, I never know who you are. So let me know. All right. Let me set that up just a little bit better. Oh, that's much better. Yeah. Whoops. Oopsie. Okay. Oh, that was good. Take a picture. That was stupid. Let's try that again, shall we? All right. Now, of course, we're always going to knock out the beginning of the video, mainly because, well, you know how that you know the routine on that. So anyway, we're going to knock out the beginning of this video. So hang in there, folks. What am I going to tell you tonight? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to tell you tonight. Yes, I have activated my Kodak Easy Share, not my new one, but my old one. It's still working, so we might as well go ahead and use it. All righty. So what am I going to tell you guys tonight? I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to tell you tonight. Are you ready? Are you set? Because here it comes. Good evening, everyone. It is once again Ted the Speed Learner, and this particular video is going to go out to Triangulum Audio Studios, and that's because we are going to review tonight Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Now, if you have the DVD or you're watching it on Amazon or Vudu or whatever, go ahead and start watching it, because I'm going to go through this step by step by step, and you can follow along based on what I'm saying. Okay? So, now the first thing is, if you guys will remember from Star Trek the Motion Picture, I got the impression that Dr. McCoy didn't exactly like being a part of Starfleet. Okay? So after the mission was done in the first Star Trek episode, why did he stay on, and why did he go ahead and become a part of this training thing for the Kobayashi Maru? I'd like to know that. And why, okay, I didn't see this early on. I'm sorry, I'll have to correct that. But I was going to ask why Mr. Spock wasn't a captain of a starship. Why is he in a training simulator with the Kobayashi Maru when he should be commanding a starship? But we get that answer later on, so just ignore that particular question. All right. Why is Mr. Sulu still a helmsman at this point? Shouldn't he be commanding his own ship at this point? Why is Lieutenant Uhura still a communications officer at this point? Shouldn't she have advanced in rank and gone on to bigger and better things? All right. And why would Starfleet use pyrotechnics in a training simulator like this? I mean, this was a training exercise. Those kind of pyrotechnics could seriously injure the crew. That's ridiculous. Okay. Oh, and why isn't Mr. Scott still doing engineering work? He should be the head engineer of a starship. Now, we learn later on he becomes the engineer, the head engineer of the Enterprise. Okay. But we're sitting here going, why are you playing around with a training simulator when you actually should be engineering on an actual starship? Okay. And why was more than one trainee being tested in this training simulation? I'd like to know that as well. Okay. Oh, and why hadn't anybody tried Kirk's solution to the Kobayashi Maru before Kirk did? I'd like to know that too. And did anybody ever attempt Kirk's solution again? That's never mentioned. And why was Mr. Spock actually chosen to be the captain of the Enterprise? What, was he the only applicant or something? And where did Dr. McCoy find those glasses? All right. And no one noticed that Ceti Alpha 6 was missing? Really? Oh, and Mr. Chekhov, he sees the cargo carriers, and he's not given a slightest bit of deja vu or anything like that. It doesn't like, no, these kind of look familiar. I mean, he obviously had seen them before, so it's like, okay, and I'll get into that in just a second. All right, I will. I know exactly where you're going with this, but I will get into that in just a second. But bear with me. If Mr. Chekhov had seen these cargo carriers before, why didn't he, like, these things look kind of familiar? Nothing of that magnitude. He never says anything like that. Okay. And why didn't Khan specifically state how he remembered Chekhov? That would have resolved a lot of that in the movie. It really would have. Because we already know that according to Space Seed, we never really see Chekhov in the episode of Space Seed, but that doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't there. Khan should have been more specific in saying, hey, I remember what you did to me, da 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 da, and then we could have, the whole debate would have been over in 3 seconds. Okay, so that's why I wanted to get in that. Okay, and Mr. Chekhov, when he first went in the cargo carriers, he didn't recognize one single thing until he saw the books and the belt buckle with the Botany Bay. He didn't recognize anything else in there? Really? Okay. Now, the captain of the Reliant and the first officer, Mr. Chekhov, went down together to examine SETI out what they thought was SETI Alpha 6. Since when did the captain, the first officer, without any escort whatsoever, go down on a away mission like that? One or the other would have stayed on the bridge. Okay, the crew of the Reliant didn't contact Starfleet at all during this whole episode. Or they didn't send another away team to find out why their first away team suddenly disappeared? Really? All right, Admiral Kirk never told Starfleet about Khan at all, ever, nothing. And Captain Terrell was never briefed about Khan. I mean, he was basically in the same area. They probably should have told him, hey, look, avoid SETI Alpha 5 because you might find Khan. Okay. Maybe that it never crossed his mind. It never crossed Captain Terrell's mind that he might be on SETI Alpha 5 facing Khan. That never occurred to him. Okay. How did the creatures kill so many of Khan's crew? Didn't Khan have enough intelligence to keep them from dying? Really? I mean, we're talking a super being. He should have been able to have kept them from dying. And this becomes very important later on in the film. All right, now Khan goes in. He gets the creatures out of the cage, but he doesn't close the cage back up. Really? That creature might have escaped. Who knows? Oh, and the Enterprise didn't have a helmsman trainee. Why didn't Saavik expect Kirk to be the way he was? I mean, it wasn't like that wasn't the first time they met. I mean, they didn't meet on the elevator. They had already met in the training room with the Kobayashi Maru. Really? She should have expected it to be exactly that way. All right. Dr. McCoy asked Kirk about the rest of the inspection. Kirk whispers something, but I don't know what he whispered. I tried to turn the closed captioning on, but I couldn't do it. I don't know what the heck's wrong with my TV. Okay. Now, why would it take 3 days for the Reliant to reach Regula 1? Now, this becomes very important later on. All right. Lieutenant Saavik stopped the elevator with her commanding officer inside of it. Really? Why did Kirk allow Saavik to ask him about the Kobayashi Maru or anything else for that matter? Really? All right. And Starfleet obviously learned nothing from V'ger. Only one starship available again? Gosh, this was what happened the last time. But it gets better. Now, Kirk went to warp speed, and Khan actually beat Kirk to Regula 1. How's that possible? I mean, Khan didn't know that Kirk was coming. He would have just kept going slowly. All right. Now, if the defense fields are energized, they were energized. Why didn't Kirk just raise the shields right away? If their chamber coil was overloading their comm system, how are they sending a voice message? That didn't ting-tong in their heads? If their coil emissions are normal, why didn't Kirk immediately raise the shields? When Reliant raised their shields, why didn't Kirk perform evasive maneuvers right off the bat and raised his? Okay. And how long does it actually take to raise those shields once they're energized? It shouldn't take more than a couple seconds. Now, Khan, when he attacks the side of the ship, he had not yet fired the torpedo that actually went through the saucer section. Yet, if you look at the computer image that shows where all the places that have been damaged, you see that the saucer section has been damaged. Khan didn't hit that part of the ship yet. Okay. Oh, and Kirk couldn't actually see the damage from the computer screen unless, of course, Spock pointed it out. Really? The bridge is on fire, and one of the officers is scanning the bridge equipment. Why? The first order of business would be to get those fires put out. And the smoke from the fire didn't asphyxiate anybody. Really? On the bridge of the Enterprise. Something's wrong with that picture. The Enterprise has no power, yet they have life support, communication, and even transporter power, because Kirk says, I will be happy to transport myself from my ship to the Reliant. Now, if they have no power, how can they do that? Colin should have been laughing, going, ha ha ha, look at you, stupid. Okay. Now, why would the Enterprise have the prefix code of the Reliant in their database? I'd like to know that. And Khan didn't hear Kirk's orders? Really? Why did Mr. Scott bring a wounded crewman to the bridge? He should have taken that guy immediately to sickbay. If Regula is a big rock, why didn't they just test Genesis there? Why did they go to stage 2 there and then try to find somewhere else? They should have just started right off the bat with they could have found an empty hole on another planet somewhere, because they were only experimenting with one single cave. They weren't experimenting the whole planet. They could have grown Genesis in a cave on a healthy planet, and then anyway. Why are rats running around a space station? I'd like to know that one. When Dr. McCoy discovered the bodies, why didn't anyone call the Enterprise and say, Uhura, we're A-okay, you don't have to call us anymore. Hey, we're fine. Okay? Because they would have known how fine they were as they were trying to take those bodies down. All right. And how could Kirk know what Khan blamed him for? And Kirk didn't notice the risk communicators at all. He didn't ask about either one of their risk communicators. I would have loved to have known that. Oh, and Dr. McCoy isn't working on Chekhov? Really? Okay. And Khan honestly didn't think that Starfleet would rescue Kirk in time? Really? And doesn't Chekhov need food? I mean, David is standing there complaining about the food, and we're sitting here going, Chekhov would need food. He's just been through a traumatic experience. And why doesn't Khan think three-dimensionally? I mean, my gosh, the Botany Bay went up into the air. Think about that. He has flown in space. He was part of Space Seed. Why wouldn't Khan be thinking three-dimensionally? Okay. And how could now remember, Khan fired on the torpedo bay. How does that affect the main power? How does that affect anything? I'd like to know that. All right. Now, I honestly thought that these creatures, once they came out of your body, you were finished. How in the heck did they revive Chekhov? I'd like to know that. Okay. How would Kirk know the precise moment that Khan flew past him in the Mutara Nebula? He can't see anything. How would he know? And the Genesis device has no override at all. Really? And the fire on the Reliant Bridge, is it spreading all over the place? Give me a break. And Khan actually knows how to operate the Genesis device. I mean, obviously, the data wasn't in the Reliant computers. It certainly wasn't given to him by Kirk. How would he know how to operate the device? Would he just guess? Okay. Oh, and Spock made it to engineering in less than 4 minutes, even though the elevators did not work past C deck. How is that possible? If the Genesis explosion is that powerful, wouldn't the test planet just simply blow into bits? Really? Okay. Oh, and Spock can actually still see after all that radiation fixing he did. Remember that great big light that was shining in his eyes? And yet he can still see. How is that possible? I mean, he had diminished vision according to the story, but I would think he'd be instantly blinded and he would never be able to see again. All righty. Well, Triangulum Studios, I thank you for watching all this. I know you probably know by now I've been running a live stream. That's why I'm kind of in this angle. But if you can answer any and all these questions, leave them down here in the comments below. If anybody else would like to take a shot at answering any of these questions, I'd like for you to leave the comments down here below. And one of these days, I'll go ahead and review all the rest of these Star Trek movies and let you guys know what I think. And thank you for tuning in. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. What do you guys think of that? Yeah. So they're going, what? Really? Wow. And they thought of none of this while they were filming this. Uh-huh. So, all right. Now, I have started making notes for the book known as Eusebius. He gives an ecclesiastical history. I will be presenting that on YouTube in the not-so-distant future, probably in February. And my birthday's coming up, folks. Now then, one of the things I saw on the internet, and I can believe this, those of you who think you're getting your refund checks from the U.S. government, you may have a problem. Government shut down. I also saw about the Snap cards. That's why I was talking about that earlier in my live stream. The Snap cards. Do you know you may not get your Snap card money? You may not get a whole lot of it next month, and after that, you may not get anything at all. Lovely. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm trying to help you guys with. Oh, I never thought about that one. Trying to help you out. But there's a lot of other things that are going to be happening soon. And you're going to be really surprised. So, anyway, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm trying to help you guys. I have always believed in the Chinese proverb: if you eat for a day, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach him how to fish, he eats for a lifetime. He'll continue eating long after you're gone. And that's a good thing. Oh. So what do you guys have thought about my live stream so far tonight? I know one person actually liked it. That's great. That's fantastic. Let me see if anybody responded. Ah, somebody responded. Oh, well, I'm glad you did. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm kind of glad you guys are here still. I was talking to Survival on a Budget Made Easy. Apparently, he watched this for a while. I hope he comes back because I had a lot of stuff to talk about. Ooh, boy. Well, I've spent about an hour and a half with you guys already, and it's been a pleasure. It really has. You say, well, you're not going anywhere. Not just yet. Not just yet. No. Nope. So I have now covered the Instagram app with you guys. I've covered the YouTube creator app with you guys. Obviously, I've just covered the Star Trek thing with you guys. I will process that tonight, and I will go ahead and send that to Triangulum Audio Studios tonight and let them enjoy that. I forgot to tell them that I was doing a live stream, or they would have enjoyed it then. You now know about that if you guys get snapped. Yeah, hi, hello everybody. Again, I still don't know who in the heck is all here. But anyway, I got you guys. If you guys are on the snap cards, you do know that there's a good chance you may not get your money. That's why you have me. But that so what am I going to do next? Well, not going to do a whole heck of a lot tonight, but I am going to tell you what I'm going to do next. I have a whole bunch of Reader's Digests, and I hope you guys are able to get a hold of the articles for the Reader's Digests because you will actually learn some stuff. The Reader's Digest jokes are really easy to get a hold of, but the actual stories themselves, not so much. And oh, here's my little rant about Wally Mart. They seem to have a problem getting my stuff in, so I had to buy an extra amount. Ebates, I'm still waiting for their check. It's supposed to be coming to me sometime in the middle of this month. This has been one of the warmest Januaries so far I've ever had. And that is not a joke, people. Another question you guys are probably going to be asking me is, am I going to take pictures like I did in Williamsville for these Route 66 signs? The actual answer is yes, I am going to do that. It just depends on what's around. With Bloomington and Springfield, a lot of people travel there, and there's probably a lot of pictures, that kind of stuff. When it comes to Williamsville or some of these other places, not so much. And one of the things I'm going to have you guys do, and I will be discussing this in a future live stream, is I want you to help me locate some of this stuff. And if you do, it'll be great for all of us. Now, another thing you probably have been wondering is how well the cards have been working for me. They've been working extremely well. I've had nearly 100 clicks on the cards since I started putting them up back in late August. That's a lot. That really is telling me that people are now starting to see more and more of my content, which is fantastic. I'm just thrilled. Will I put up more cards? Absolutely. Will I put up more movie reviews and song reviews? The answer is you betcha I'm going to do that. It seems to be something everybody likes, so let's do it. What else? Will I continue to comment on people's Instagram photos if they have the hashtag of Christmas, the hashtag of a hurricane, the hashtag of Route 66 or Relay? Yes, I'm going to continue doing that because I definitely want more views on my videos. So yes, that's going to happen. Oh, okay. I don't know what else I'm going to do. I really don't. Will there be more Euclid proofs? Probably so. Will I continue to review Danica McKellar's book? Yes, I will. Now that I have my notes ready for navigating my YouTube channel 2019, I'm going to do it. The YouTube Creator Studio, I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do some tests tonight to see whether you can actually see my app or not. I might even actually go ahead and do that. I'd like to see if you guys can actually see this, because if you can't, that's going to be a problem for me. But if you can, that'd be great. Let me see if I can actually do this. You're going to find out whether a Kodak EasyShare camera can actually see the screen of a smartphone. I'm going to answer that question for you tonight here on my channel. You will not find these answers anywhere. You will find them here. And I'm thrilled to do this. So, anyway. Woo! Let's do a test. This is a test of the TED broadcasting system. Oh, sheesh. Oh, come on. Really? Let's go across here. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. Let us see. Maybe we have a problem with this too, aren't we? Well, not so much. Oh, that's much better. If I hold it a certain distance, yes, you can actually see this. Well, that is the official answer. If you hold the thing a little bit further away, you actually can see what's on the smartphone from this. Woo! I was not really sure, but we can actually do that. So let me go ahead and turn that back off. Will I do that tonight? The answer is no, but I will do that at some point. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, somebody's hosting a... Okay, who cares? Anyway. Well, I've enjoyed everybody being here tonight. I don't know who all has been here tonight. Nobody told me who was here. I'd like to know, but anyway. So I will do an Instagram app and also how to do Instagram on your personal computer. I have already told you guys exactly how to install Cosmic Cuttlefish on a computer. This would be the Linux Ubuntu Cosmic Cuttlefish. You know how to install it. You need to do that. You need to get existing in your computer. Why? Because you need to do SVG and the animations. And one of these days, I will actually get into that. If all goes well in March, I am going to go start my Route 66 sign hunt again. In June, we go to find yet another Looking for Lincoln sign. Now, there will be 2 in Lewistown and 1 in actual Nauvoo, Illinois. I am going to actually travel to fountain green a second time with my red nose and my red nose shirt. I'm going to take a picture of myself wearing the red nose, having the red nose shirt next to the fountain green sign. That is going to come up. That will be on June 15th. We're going to have to get up early in the morning, and I'm going to have to go up there and do it. That's going to suck. Suck for me, but it'll be great for you. So, woo. Anyway, what else would you like for me to do? I mean, guys have any suggestions, anything like that? I'd love to know. But, well, seeing that I only have one person left in this live stream, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut it off for the night. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Please let me know what you guys think. I rarely, if ever, get any real good feedback, so I'd love to know what you think. All righty. Well, this is Ted the Speed Learner. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. I want to thank everybody who has been watching me and has been learning from me and who has been giving me feedback, whole 9 yards. It's been really nice. So I want to thank you guys very, very much. You guys have a wonderful evening. And if you're dealing with snow and ice or whatever, let me know, because right now we're in a heat wave. I'm like, okay, yeah. If this keeps up all the way through March, it's going to be one heck of a March heat wave. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And it was a pleasure for me doing all that Star Trek stuff for you. Next time, it'll be reviewing of channels, and we're going to do another Danica McKellar Math Doesn't Suck video, so on and so forth. All right. Well, I'm tired of rambling on. I'm sure you're tired of hearing from me. Oh, they have a thing called YouTube Gaming, which I'm going to cover one of these days. And if you are one of those people that stream your games, you can do that. Oh, almost forgot. One of the things I got for Christmas, this is real old school. And I'm going to tell you, hang on. Guys, recognize this? It's Star Fox. I got it. It was at a used retail place, and what I had to do was I had to actually take alcohol swabs, and I had to actually rub the inside of this thing so it actually worked. And if you ever get a Super Nintendo cartridge like that, use alcohol swabs. It'd be these alcohol pads here. That's what I had to do. I had to get alcohol pads, and when I did, it worked. And I was able to actually get the game to actually work. So it was something that I figured you guys probably needed to know. I will tell you that, I don't know where it's at the moment, but I not only have a Super Nintendo, but I also have a Super Nintendo Advantage controller. Will I ever do a Let's Play like I did with The Legend of Zelda? Yes, at some point I will. When, how, I don't know. But we will get one done. So, anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching all this. I'm going to try to do some research on NVIDIA Shield and see. One of the questions I have is, can you actually tape a program onto an NVIDIA Shield and save it? That'd be nice. Be kind of nice to use it as a DVR. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, a lot of questions coming up. I'm going to try to answer them as best as I possibly can. Well, again, I want to thank you guys very much for watching me and for learning from me. And right now, still, my biggest video is the hyphen underscore. I'm not really sure what it is about you guys and my keyboard keys videos, but apparently you like those more than anything else. Oh, well. All right. You guys have a lovely evening. I will tell you more in a future video, so I'd like for you to stay tuned. Stop that.